Welcome to Wisdom on Wednesdays. Okay, so this is a segment that obviously we'll be doing on Wednesdays, and it's basically just to encourage some people, encourage you where you are, and that's basically what it is. And please, before we get started, if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's going to be YouTube at True Worship Girl, and hit that notification button so that you can get the notified. You can be notified every Monday and Wednesday and every other Friday when new content and new videos are cut out. Alrighty. So today I wanted to I wanted to talk about the true meaning of worship. I wanted to talk about that because obviously worship is my passion. Thus, that's why my ministry is named True Worship Girl Ministries. And I felt that it was needed to pretty much share the true meaning of worship with my viewers. Alrighty? So the definition, and I have my little notepad here that I took notes on. So the definition of worship is to show reverence and adoration for a deity. And for those who don't know, reverence is to honor, to adore, to praise, to glorify, to exalt, and I can go on and on, but that's what reverence means. And like I said, I wanted to talk about worship because that's obviously my passion. And this is why I named my ministry True Worship Girl Ministries. And I felt the need to share the true meaning of worship. So, because a lot of people are confused, or maybe they just don't understand. But I felt like it is befitting for me to go ahead and share what the true meaning of worship means. Worship is not a slow song that the praise team or the choir sing. Worship is not the amount of money that you put in the offering basket. These things may be acts or expressions of worship, but please don't get it twisted. It is not worship. It really doesn't define what the true meaning of worship is. Worship really means to honor and love with extreme submission. So in other words, when you say you're worshiping something or somebody, you're really honoring them, basically, and being submissive to them. True worship, in other words, is defined by the priority that we place on who God is in our lives and where He is on our priority list. And I'll say that again. True worship, in other words, is defined by the priority that we place on who God is in our lives and where He is on our priority list. That's what true worship is. A lot of people, it's weird. A lot of people affiliate worship with just going to church. True worship is a matter of the heart, basically. A matter of the heart that is expressed through a lifestyle of holiness. True worship is a matter of the heart, and that's expressed through a lifestyle of holiness. I have a scripture reference that I want to go to in John. I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with this scripture. It is John, and I'll read it to you in your hearing. It's going to be John 4. John 4 and 24. And I'm reading the Amplified version. And it said, God is a spirit. God is spirit, the source of life, yet invisible to mankind. And those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. As I attempted to do some research on the statistics of Americans knowing the true meaning of worship to God, it continuously brought me back to Americans who attend church. It was a little frustrating because I'm trying to research this topic, and every time I Google something, it goes back to Americans and how often they go to church, and if they go to church, and the percentage of. I'm like, okay, worship is not going to church. I mean, I know that's what we think, that's what's programmed in our heads, but that's not worship. Worship is an act. Worship is a lifestyle. We get so caught up in worshiping things, and we're not even aware we worship things on a daily basis that really shouldn't be worshipped. But we get it all wrong when it comes to worship to God. We affiliated with things like going to church, paying our tithes, and stuff like that. When in actuality, it's a lifestyle. When in actuality, it's a holiness lifestyle. I have another scripture I wanted to go to, John 14:15, and it says, "If you love me, then keep my commandments." That's worship. If you love somebody, you're going to do what they need you to do. I mean, you're going to keep their commandments. Worship is basically proof of what you believe. Worship is basically your proof of who you are. I just wanted to drop that. I just want to drop that little nugget in your ear. That worship is very, very important. It defines who you are. It's not something that you just do. It's not just going to church. It's not paying your tithes. It's not just fellowshipping. But worship is a lifestyle. And my worship is for real. Your worship needs to be for real. So just evaluate what you were taught. Evaluate what you were taught. Evaluate what you were taught, what the definition of worship is, because that's very important and key, especially to the Christian, but to any and everybody. Worship to God needs to be known. You need to know what it is. And so that's all I have for you today. Please don't forget, like I said in the beginning of this video, to hit your notification bar on YouTube, like, subscribe. Please share this video. Somebody else may need to hear this. And stay tuned for more content and more videos to come. We're going to have segments on Mondays called Worship Diaries, and then segments on Wednesday called Wisdom on Wednesdays. All right, wow, acronym. So thank you guys for tuning in. Love you guys and be blessed.